Introducing first, accompanied to ringside by the fabulous Lana Star from America's Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, Penelope Pink.
Fans, Penelope Pink and Lana are making their way to the ring right now.
And her opponent from Jackson, Tennessee, Holly Swag.
And there she is, making her way up to the wild stage. And she's still got a little Lana Star sass with her, as you can tell.
Oh yeah, David, a little Hollywood, if you will, as she makes her way to this main event matchup, David. Of course, we saw Holly Swag return in last week's main event, chasing Penelope Pink out of that championship matchup. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to put the silver championships back around the waist of Jesse Jones or Big Rig Betty, but Holly Swag putting Lana Star, Penelope Pink, and the rest of the Fab Four on high alert. Holly Swag is back, and she's ready for business, David.
There's no doubt about it. You look right into Holly Swag's eyes, and you can see the passion of pain and betrayal at the hands of Penelope Pink. And she's got that beautiful coat she picked up while with Lana Star. She hasn't given up everything that she got out of Lana. A little new fashion, even with her wrestling gear. Here the two of them go right at it. They've got words to say to each other.
Oh my!
And Penelope Pink took her eye off of Holly Swag to look down at us, and that was a mistake.
David, I don't think this is going to be the scientific wrestling match of the year, but this will be an all-out brawl. If Holly Swag has anything to say
She just
about it.
follows Pink to the outside.
Oh my goodness, and Holly Swag with the repeated shots, not letting Penelope Pink living down the attack in that solid steel cage from Pink and Miami Sweet
Hit
Heat.
across the chest. From Holly to Pink, and then Pink to Holly, and then back from Holly to Pink. Back and forth. These two ex-partners are going. Penelope Pink's feet pulled from under her. Holly Swag taking that right leg, leveraging it, and taking Pink to the mat. Lana Star's disgusted at what she's seeing. Two former partners now in battle.
And Holly Swag trying to give the dentist of Penelope Pink a little bit of work in this matchup now as Swag misses with that shining wizard attempt. Penelope Pink, my goodness! Holy cow, what a knee to the side of the face of Holly Swag. And that was a show-stopping shot. You could hear that echo all throughout Fremont Street, David. Wait a second, Holly Swag somehow back in this matchup. Pinfall attempt on Penelope Pink.
You know, even though these two were tag team partners, Penelope Pink really never did like Holly Swag. And she made that clear with many facial expressions, as well as possibly one interview with Lana Star, where she rolled those eyes. So they may have been champs, they may have been partners, but there was no friendship there. And Holly Swag learned the hard way, don't believe everything you hear and what you're told in Hollywood. People will deceive you. And I think that's what happened. And they used Holly Swag, at least Lana Star did, for her advantage to get some silver back on her mantle. And right now, these two former partners are going at it in the ring.
And there is no love lost between these two, David. To your point, Penelope Pink never wanted Holly Swag to be a part of the Fab Four or her partner to begin with. And Holly Swag fighting back with now a series of chops to Penelope Pink. Penelope Pink, you know it didn't take much convincing to get her to turn her back on Holly Swag. What a forearm shot from the former WOW World Champion.
Well, you can see in last week's episode of WOW when Penelope Pink ran out here to interfere in that tag match, Holly followed her and stopped the interference, pulling her feet from her, as now they pose right now with Holly's throat dropped and draped over the second rope, and Lana Star grabbing her and pulling her over the second rope. This wears a person out into the competition. And that's what they're doing, wearing Holly Swag's energy that she stepped into this ring with down. Right now, the momentum is back in to the former WOW champion, Penelope Pink. Swag rolling out of the way there.
Holly Swag with the Shining Wizard has the leg hook to Penelope Pink, and Pink kicks out at 2. Swag doing her best to fight herself back into this contest against Penelope Pink, the former WOW World's Champion, and of course the former partner of Holly Swag. My goodness, the face of Swag sent right in that turnbuckle, the top turnbuckle from Penelope Pink. And David, you have to think that Penelope Pink might have a bit of an edge in this matchup, as it was all members of the Fab Four who just 3 weeks ago beat down mercilessly Holly Swag in that steel cage, David.
Well, we've seen the highlights, and we all saw what happened when Mama and Jesse came to her aid. And there, Holly Swag takes the throat of Pink across the 3rd rope. Now the payback is Holly Swag's. Oh, she came to put the boots in. They pulled up the side apron, and Holly Swag went right into the apron. She's lucky to slide out and under it as Penelope Pink gleams in front of the fans, showing what she did. Holly Swag making her way right here above our table, and Pink rakes across the back. Penelope Pink says, "Tell all of you how great she is." Oh no! Holly Swag goes right into her table, and her eyes rolled right back into her head. Holly Swag is in trouble now. The former champ, Penelope Pink, showing exactly why the gold was always around her waist at one time.
And Penelope Pink had sent right into the side of the ring, thanks to Holly Swag, who has been busted up, banged up in this matchup, but still hangs in this main event contest, looking for retribution,
They're
looking
on the
for
outside,
payback.
Nigel. This is the danger area. That steel of the ring is right underneath their feet.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! She just suplexed Holly Swag to
And
the
I think she
arena
wanted
floor.
to do it under the ring, but she went right to the floor. Right now, we've got competitors. Both of them are laid out right on the side of the ring. Jeff McGowan is counting. Penelope Pink took out Holly Swag. I think she wanted her right on the side of the purple mat, but the two of them went to the floor the hard way. And the ex-champ throws Holly right into the ring and goes for the cover, but only gets a 2 count.
Penelope Pink, along with Miami Sweetie and the Fab Four, tried to destroy the career of Holly Swag 3 weeks ago, and Penelope Pink looking to try to finish the job here tonight. That steel is as cold as that black heart of Penelope Pink.
The crowd is behind Holly Swag.
Holly Swag staying in this matchup. Penelope Pink looking for the pretty in pink, but Holly Swag with the backstabber to Penelope Pink. The pain shooting through her body. And can Holly Swag, yes she does, find her way back up to her vertical base, David, but can she capitalize?
But Pink just got up. She rushes Holly. She caught an elbow. Holly comes after Pink. They're going toe-to-toe, Nigel.
Holly Swag ducks the clothesline and hits the super kick, and Lana Star better watch out now with Holly Swag.
Lana Star up on the apron, and Holly Swag goes to get her. But that was a mistake. Pink rushes her, but Holly turned around just in time, possibly.
She was looking for the hitch and ditch, but Penelope Pink with the knee, able to cut off that finishing maneuver of Holly Swag, but Holly Swag out of nowhere, the hitch and ditch connects to Penelope Pink, and yes, Holly Swag with the big victory in tonight's main event.
Holly Swag gained the victory, sweeping out Penelope